Alrighty, what is up guys? My name is Tekkie2 and welcome back to Tekkie2's How to Make a Map. Now, it's been a while since the last installment of this series. 11 months in fact. I apologize for this, I've had a lot of stuff on, so yeah, I apologize. Anyway, so now we are back at it and today we are going to be looking at signs! Lovely! Okay, so there are two types of signs you will need to make. First up are your basic signs. These ones aren't too complicated. You can easily get them from a sign pack like this one. So on our left here we have this sign pack by Hydrolock, and on the right here we have 4 signs made by 22 Pilots. Links to all of these models will be in the description of this video. First up, placing signs. So in this instance we are going to grab a stop sign. So we have our intersection here from the last video. Put your stop sign into a position and voila, stop sign. Now we'll also want to place route signs as well, because obviously players will need to know where different routes go. So we are just going to move our route sign into position here. Going to grab our images. Alrighty, so here we have our completed sign here. It's pretty simple sign assembly. The images you can easily find in the marketplace, and then the route signs, if you can't find a route sign in the marketplace, you can simply go to Wikimedia Commons and then find the route sign on there. Now, also, reassurance signs are pretty simple. Essentially the same as the route sign, except you just get rid of that the directional sign. If you need to add an additional plaque to the sign, so for example, if you need a business sign for a business route, you just need to duplicate the plaque and then add in your image, and then also resize your post. There we go. Business West US 9. Okay, so now we've placed our stop signs and our route signs, but obviously there's more to it. You also need things like speed limit signs. Otherwise drivers won't know how fast they need to go or what the speed limit is. Now, for that, it's also pretty simple. Essentially what you want to do is you want to go to Google Maps for your reference images, have a look at the road you are making, and then find the nearest speed limit sign, as we found here. Now, what we need to do is go back to Studio. We need to grab the speed limit sign that we want. In this case it is speed limit 35. Switch it which way we want, position it, and then a pesto. There you go, a speed limit sign. So this principle can also apply to things like warning signs. You find the warning sign you want, you take it, and then you place it wherever. Now, these basic signs are one thing, but there are other types of signs that one would need to make as well in the process of making a map. And those are gantries. Gantries are a little more complicated, because for that you need to make custom signs, as not every gantry will display the same sign. So how do you make gantries? Well, first you need to get a gantry model. I have taken this one from Numero Dalton. So we are just going to position this one where we want it. In our case, we want it here. You want to position it based on what your reference images are telling you. So this one doesn't have lights, so we're going to get rid of this one. And then what we need to do is we need to make the sign. That's a bit of a process. So what you'll want to do is you want to click the link in the description for the sign template, and that will take you to this. You'll want to download it. And then what you'll want to do is you'll want to navigate to the folder where you downloaded it, and you want to click on the file and click extract all. And there we go, we're in here. And then the next thing that you want to do, you'll want to click in the link in the description to download Inkscape. It should take you to this website if you click on it. Then you will want to go to download, current stable version, and then you should find yourself on this page. What you'll want to do is, if you're on Windows, which I am, you will want to click Windows here. If you're running on Mac OS, you click that one, but I'm gonna click Windows, and then we're gonna do, depends on your system, but I'm gonna do 64-bit, and then you can do one of these two. I'm gonna do Windows install package, and then it should download. Alright, now once you've installed Inkscape, what you'll want to do is go into the sign template folder, which you extracted earlier. Then you will want to go into fonts and essentially select every single one of these and click install for all users, or just install if you aren't an administrator on your PC. Alright, so what we are going to want to do is we are going to want to open up this file here, right click, open with Inkscape Vector Graphics Editor. Alright, so when your file is open, you will be prompted with this when you open it for the first time. You'll want to choose this option here. Alright, so now we're here. So, what is all this? This is basically everything you'll need if you want to make a sign. So, you have your background sign, you also have smaller square, no corner variants of those. You have some different variants. You have your signs for service centers, stuff like that. You can change these out if you wish. You have your text in all of the different fonts you might use. When making your signs, it's important that you'll want to check the font guide in the folder that the template is in order to know which font you need to use for which text. And then here you have your root shields, the numbers, arrow icons and text templates, and then here exit or exit tabs and any kinds of panels that you might need. So for our sign, what we are doing is we are making this sign here. So firstly, we are going to want to grab our sign template or our background sign, move it over here. If the sign you are making has rounded corners, you can get rid of this background plate here, but given that the map that we are making is based in Delaware, we are going to keep this background plate, as that is how signs are made there. So what I'm doing here is just resizing the background plate, because as the background plates on this template slightly go off. Now, we go back to our sign. Next thing we are going to need to do is grab some root signs. What we need is a US shield and a Delaware shield, or in this case, the default. We're going to need to move these over to here. Resize your sign as needed, but I would recommend firstly going ahead and doing all of your elements and then resize the sign as you go if you need more space. So what we're gonna do is gonna get the numbers. Do not resize these. Keep them at the same size unless you absolutely need to resize them, which if you're doing counting the county root shields, you are going to need to, as the text isn't quite the right size. For the centering signs here, I would use the align and distribute tool here. Then what we're going to do is duplicate this. If you have the correct snapping setting turned on, should align these at the correct distance away from each other. At least it doesn't always work, but in most cases it does. Right, the next thing that we're going to want to fetch is these, so west and 2. Just gonna shift this up a little bit as that's slightly not right, and then that we're gonna align that with that. We're actually kind of bottom, and then gonna align that to center with that, and then to that as well, and then we're also gonna change that 9 to 13. Right, and then we're gonna want to grab a text. In this case, we need series EM, and then add in your destinations. In this case, it is Delaware Beaches, Ocean City, ND, Wilmington, Annapolis. In the process of aligning the text to your shields, I would group the shields together, align to it, align that text to it, and then voila. It's just going to resize the sign. And then we're going to want to grab our arrow. Our arrows here. Dip that. Then we'll want to rotate it. If you want it to snap to certain angles, you need to hit shift or hold down control whilst you're rotating your arrow. We're just gonna do that, and then there we go. That's half of our sign. Now we just need to also, I'm just going to quickly ensure that all of these are aligned to the center of our sign, which is going to be important. Then what we are going to want to do now is we need to make a line. Because of course this isn't the end of our sign. So there we go. We want to make sure that that line is about the same size as the stroke of this rectangle here. So we're going to go to fill in stroke style, that should be free, that is not free. Change that to free, and then we also want the stroke paint to be white, it's the same as that. Right, now we can move on to the other half of our sign. Alright, so now our sign has been done. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to now want to select it, drag our mouse over it, go to export, and then get rid of then if you get rid of all that, and hit export. You'll export. You'll also want to set the size of it to something fairly decent-ish. That way it doesn't look all pixelated, and then hit export. And then we will all find it in here. Open that up. And what do you know? There's our sign, nice high quality, looking very snazzy. So now we want to upload it to Roblox. So we are going to want to go to here to create, creations. The development items, decals, upload asset, upload. Then navigate to the file you want to upload. Upload. The image will then go through moderation, but you can then go back into Studio, and then you will find your image under My Images. Click on it, and then it should go on. I just need to set it to the correct face. And our sign is now on our gantry, but it's not sized correctly. So what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to resize your sign to fit your gantry. The sign won't be spot on perfect, but if you can get it to nearly perfect, that'll be good enough. If you have braces on your gantry, then you'll also want to move those or adjust them based on how large your gantry is. and then voila, have yourselves a gantry. I think I need an extra post. Alright, we have our gantry. So, that is pretty much the basics on how to make signs. So, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.